Darusha came in, and I was also sitting on the front row until the woman sent everybody back. So Darusha was sitting, some chairs away from me on the same row. And that was how the proceeding of the court started. It was Tanshitu that first spoke and requested for the pathologist for cross-examination. Then the magistrate now said, well, we made several efforts to get the pathologist to come. The pathologists today, they have problems in their pathology, whatever. And he also said he's writing exams. And that is why I couldn't be there. Here is my observation, and I think I have right to my opinion. You see, the same attitude is what I see in Darusha, in Prime Boy, okay, let me say something about spending. Spending too was in the courtroom and was sweating profusely. Why the guy was sweating, we don't know. Everybody was there. Nobody was sweating, was just sweating. Should we give you water? People around him were pampering him. Should we give you water? Should we give you this? It was just sweating. And most of them, because I was sitting at the main entrance, when they walk past you, they ooze of alcohol, of whatever that they have taken. And
sorry, can I interject you there? Do you mean that spending was in the court today?
Spending was there in black senator.
Okay.
Spending was there.
Okay, thank you.
Sweating profusely.
Okay, thank you.
And the reason for the sweat, only Spending understands. I don't understand it. He was sitting 5 seats away from me. I observed everything. And I tell people, and to give you, you can almost rely on my testimony 92%. I'm a data analyst by profession. Okay. And I write 4 programming languages. I can collect the phone numbers of everybody's panel, just say it, and I will recite it after you. That is not because I am blessed. It is the nature of my job. So when I give you information, I might not tell you my information is 100%, but test the accuracy of my information. And when I analyze data, I am trained to tune and give accuracy, precision on data to the tune of 92%.
Thank you.
So it will show in everything that I tell you. So Spending was 5 seats away from me, sweating profusely, even though it wasn't cold, even though there was nothing indicating it was going to be cold. It was just sweating. So what I see when San Wahab requested to speak with, I was asking about the whereabouts of the pathologist. I see the magistrates giving either Darusha, all of them, okay, let me say Darusha and the pathologist today, too soft landing. Because the truth of the matter is, maybe people do not understand. While I was an entrepreneur, I have been in several issues. And I see how the police, I've seen how the court is. I'm not new to the judicial system or to the court system. I know that the judge would want to give fair hearing, but I am yet to see the attitude that comes with trying or asking questions, fact-finding around a murder case. The attitude, like a parent, you might be a melancholy, but if you are raising children in this generation, you have to set aside your attitude, your personality, who you are, so that you are able to raise a child in this Gen Z generation. So if you are gentle, you might have to do away with your gentleness, because if you train that child, raise that child based on your personality, you might not be able to get a total child. So I have not seen the attitude that I see, or the disposition of the magistrate to discuss is showing me that maybe we are trying somebody that is owing the other party money. There is too much empathy. I don't know if it comes with the profession, but I would solicit and request that those cases be taken with more seriousness. That is why it's a prime boy, with all due respect, YEYE Kudi, whoever prime boy thinks he is. He walked into the court when the court was already sitting with chewing gum in his mouth, with 2 earrings in his ears, with sunglasses, with a collared bear, and was chewing gum, looking for whatever. Wow. You see, if people feel that they have come to the court to play lotto, I don't understand. There is an attitude you take to the court.
That's right.
There is an attitude you take everywhere. That is why all of them were so nonchalant. You needed to see Darosha. Do you understand? But their attitude, they were at a point they had to caution this lawyer. I have one of them by his name. His name is CC Nwachuku Esquire. At a point, I had to caution him that you don't shout at a lawyer. You just tell them, I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking about. He was shouting because while she was talking, while he was talking, the man, if a lawyer is cross-examining him and asking me the question, if he's not answering and the lawyer is trying to reiterate, you will see the magistrate saying, he has answered that question before. He has answered previously. So this thing is not making these people see the seriousness of the case at hand. We need to also advocate that the attitude around the court is too liberal. I have dragged people to courts. I have been dragged to court before, and I've seen the different attitude. You don't go before a judge who has the power to charge you for contempt of court and be lackadaisical, chewing gum by one side. I've gone to a court before, and I carried a powder bag. The way I stood, I stood on one leg, and the magistrate told me this is not a fashion house.
Exactly.
Quickly, I reset my brain. I didn't even know. I said, don't be angry, Your Highness. Oh, no, it's your kinship. You know? And we had a very funny experience in the court. So you will see people walking to the court lackadaisical. If our judicial system is not respected, if our law is being taken by a pinch of salt, people do not know. At a point, the magistrate got agitated and said, the world is waiting. If she knows the world is waiting, my Lord, I want to see an attitudinal change in the next sitting. Exactly. We want to be sure that these people understand the gravity of the allegation against them. Because the attitude I am seeing is the attitude of I owe you money. It's not the attitude of a life that is lost.
Yes, homicide.
Have we gotten to a place where we do not have respect or regard for human lives? The lives we can't create, we cannot create these lives. We cannot. So why are we taking it with a pinch of salt? To the point that Darusha has the guts and the effrontery to say that when Davido sent 2 million naira, Baba became gingered to quickly go and bury. And this is my question to you, Darusha, if you're on this life. Is your brother a goat of 26 years? Abimalu 26 years. You see, the way they even give their testimony, YEYE is annoying.
I know.
They are not sober.
I know.
They are just behaving as if this is the script, let's play by it. So let me go back to the story.
Thank you.
So the magistrate was making case for the pathologist. But I like what Santishitu said eventually. He said, okay, we cannot make the courts look like somebody is bigger than it. And I like that. In fact, after the procedure, I had to walk up to Santishitu and I like everything you did. For anybody who is intelligent, And tó bá ní ọpọlọ iṣẹ́ ni scientist to ṣe. So we want to okay, give them one last chance. If at the next inquest, all these people that have been invited, because Darusha said that, confirmed that he wasn't directly served. He saw his name through the substituted service. That was why he came. So, lawyer San Wahab said, if Darusha saw it and came, there is no reason for the rest not to come. The court now said, yeah, the magistrate said he was going to take a standoff, and in 15 minutes she will return to come and give response to that. So she went, and after 15 minutes, true to her words, she came back. And before she could give response, she listened to Prime Boss lawyer. Prime Boss lawyer's name is Nwosu Esquire. Nwosu stood up and said, the same thing applies to me, my lord. We have requested the presence of Mohbad's wife, Wunmi, and she's not in court. They are not bigger than the law. They are supposed to be here. They're supposed to do this. They're supposed to do that. The magistrate has said, okay, collectively, let me give a response. Give them one more chance. And after one more chance, the court can now exert its authority and be able to take, maybe subpoena them. That area, I'm not sure. But
it's a bench warrant. It's a bench warrant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting a bench warrant.
Yeah. Because
if the court has asked you to come, you are not coming. I was expecting to hear a bench warrant, but they didn't say a bench warrant. They just, they made it generalistic.
Yeah, I think it's because of the fact that you heard Darusha said he heard from a substitute, channel. So because they were not served directly, they can use that as an excuse. Do you get me? So now the judge has used, the magistrate has used her discretion to then give them a second chance and a last chance. So the next one after now, he definitely, if they do not turn up, that is a bench warrant for them. Watch out and see that. It's contempt of court. Okay. It's contempt of court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Court. Okay, so Sanchitu now called all the other witnesses that were served. All of them were not in court except Darusha. So Darusha's lawyer, C.C. Nwachukwu Esquire, now rose up and was pleading to the court, praying to the court, that the court should adjourn his testimony to another time so that he can have time to prep his client. Prime lawyer, it was Sanchitu's lawyer that stood up first and said, you can't be wasting the time of this court. People have come here before. He was claiming, the reason he gave that, he needed to submit a statement of oath. Then Sanchitu said, everybody that has been, some people that were cross-examined, not everybody, some people, he mentioned some names, so I'm not going to say, that they were cross-examined without statement of oath. What is required of them is to give, just to give their testimony, account of what happened. Prime boy lawyers who also stood up and said, if you're saying you want to prep your clients, you are not, you are portraying to the court that you are trying to, polish his testimony so that it can look good. He's only here to give account of everything that has happened. Why would you why does it need time? Then there's another woman. Her name is Abiodun Makinde Esquire. She says she's representing a community, but I'm not sure of the community now. But I will get further information and be able to update my own, my own documentary of this information later. Okay. It was like, okay, we can't continue to. It's just an account she was even the one taking, buttressing the point, psyching the judge to take action. And because she was talking very much, the judge could not, turn down a request. Because everybody seconded, the magistrate now said she was originally trying to justify why the prayer of Darusha's lawyer be granted. Because everybody, what shocked me today was everybody had a lawyer. Prime Boy's lawyer was there. Iya Mohbad had a lawyer.
Wow.
Wumi had a lawyer. San Wahab for Justice for Mohbad and Baba.
Sorry, can I interject you there? So Wumi had a representative, but she wasn't there.
Wumi had a representative today, yes.
And did he or she?
Two lawyers were there.
Okay, did he or she represent? Did they say anything why she didn't turn up in the court?
She tried to make case for why Wumi was not present, but the magistrate didn't pay too much,
attention
on that. I think what distracted, to be fair on the part of the magistrate, I'll be very fair. What distracted the magistrate on that Wumi's case was the controversy that almost was generated because this Darusha's lawyer insisted. Even though when the magistrate now called Darusha, Darusha, are you ready to give your testimony? Darusha said yes.
Okay.
Are you able to? If at any point in time you are not comfortable, you can tell the court you're not comfortable and we can move it from there. The lawyer was still insisting that his client was not ready. So everybody now said, and I also liked the audience. People came, the public who came to view, they were, in fact, the public prosecutor was even looking at everybody's faces and saying, emotions are high. People really into the case. They were giving, they were passing their own side comments when it's necessary. They were affirming and rejecting whatever does not work for them at every point. I think they also did a good job. So that made the judge, she was at a point, even though it was clear that they were a bit lenient towards the other part. In my opinion, like I said, at the same time, she was very aware that the public are there and that, anything that does not go well, I think that really guided also, although she has the veto power, honestly, but at the same time, the law is for the people is for the law. So you don't have a law when there's no people. So I think that really guided our youth. So they now called Darusha into the witness box. So all through his testimony, he was guided by his lawyer. Tell us your name. He was first of all, he swore to an oath. He said he was going to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. And his lawyer started. Tell us your name. What's the relationship with the deceased? He said, it's my nephew. And what happened that day? Listen carefully, everybody.
Yeah.
This was Darusha's testimony.
Okay. Your network. Sorry, your network.
One. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
Darusha said they.
Sister building your network is bad now. Honestly, we can't hear even from Darusha.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is Darusha's testimony. Darusha said they came back to the house. I will still go back to the show and everything, but this is how it started. They came back from the show around 1 a.m. on Monday morning. He said immediately they got to the house on Oshid Road, Lekki. He left for his own house, Abraham Adesoya, in Aja, around that 2 a.m. And he came back to the house in the company of DJ Bami, Spending, Lifestyle, OG. I'm hearing that for the first time. Adura, there were 6. Okay, if I remember, I'll let you know. But I counted 6 people that they came back together. But he left all of them on 2 a.m. Monday. You know, they went to the show Sunday night. So by the time they came, it was 2 a.m. Monday morning. He left for his own house, 2 a.m. He now said before he left, he said that Mohbad's car had a fault. And he was supposed to send a mechanic to Mohbad. And he was calling Mohbad all through. Mohbad did not pick his call. But he still asked the mechanic to go back to the house and go and fix the car. His lawyer asked him, what time did the mechanic go there? He said between 11 and 12. But that he asked his mechanic, did you see Mohbad? He said, the mechanic said no. But Mohbad spoke to me from his room upstairs. And I know the way Lekki property is. I stay in Lekki as well. You can actually talk to somebody from, the master's bedroom is always, facing outside. And you will have the balcony. He said he heard Mohbad's voice. I was expecting the lawyer to say, a mechanic that was going there for the first time said he heard Mohbad's voice. Please help me note that. Mohbad's voice.
As it were here, so I...
But he said he heard Mohbad's voice. He said all through Monday, he did not hear Mohbad again. He did not hear from Mohbad until around 11:12. I don't know the covenant Darosha has with 11 and 12. He said between 11 and 12, he got a call from Wumi saying that Mohbad was convulsing, that the nurse gave him injection and he was convulsing and they don't know what to do. That he should start coming between 11 and 12. They asked him, who is this nurse? Nurse Feishara Ogedengbe. Do you know him? He said, yes. I saw him I saw her at the hospital. He now said that immediately he left Abraham Adesoya to Oshid Road. He said it took him about 20 minutes. Listen to everybody. Today you come more also. Our condemn only one between 11:30 12. Only take only 20 minutes to get to Oshid Road. He said when he got to Oshid Road, he met them at Kuramed Hospital. He said when he got to Kuramed Hospital, he saw that they were placing oxygen in his nose. And after 11-12, on converse. On take ní 20 minutes láti dé hospital. Nígbà tí wọ́n dé hospital yẹn náà.
Please, can I interject you there? Please. So he said 11:12. But Wumi said to
Yes,
12.
11:30,
But Wumi said that this whole thing,
12.
yeah, 11:30. But Wumi said on Tuesday, this whole thing took place around 2 o'clock, and that they were on their way to the hospital.
He said the 11:12 not pay overtake only 20 minutes, but when he got to Kuramed, they were placing oxygen in his nose. How many minutes did you spend in Kuramed? I'm not sure, he said about 45 minutes in Kuramed. Please help me add, let's assume that around 11:12 that they called him, let's say 12 for ease of calculation. It took him 20 minutes to get there. That is 12:20. Then they spent 45 minutes in the hospital. That's around 1:05 p.m. Listen, man. The hospital now called him and his wife to one corner and said, the boy has died. And he didn't believe.
Oh, he said that Mohbad died when he got to the hospital.
Yes, that he met Mohbad on the hospital bed in the ward. Maybe, every hospital we have like an emergency ward.
Yeah.
Where they first of all receive, Nigerian hospital have emergency ward, where they first of all receive you.
I know,
So
I understand.
They were placing oxygen in his nose, trying to perform a CPR, trying to, do some things to, on the patient. And they told him he has died. And he said that.
Sorry, can I interject you? But Wumi said in the CTC that they after they told them that Mohbad had died, it was then they called Darosha to come. That was that they told.
That is what they said in the CTC.
Yes, and that it was Darosha that gave. Okay, continue. I'm just saying,
But that is not what they said today.
Okay.
I'll take my time to read the CTC so that
Please.
we can be doing comparison.
Yes, it's good.
So he now said that he didn't believe what they have said. They now carried Mohbad into the car again. He remembered that there's another hospital very close to where Mohbad was staying before in Osapa, London. And they now drove to the hospital. He said when they got to the hospital, the doctors was also trying to perform a CPR. And they has reached level of pain. That's what I said. That Mohbad has reached this. That this person died 2 hours ago. He was emphasizing 2 hours ago. He said it 3 times. Because that is mastered, and there's a need for you to continue to, talk about emphasize 2 hours ago. But meanwhile, during cross-examination, one of the lawyers asked him, from that hospital, Kuramed, to Perez, second hospital, how long did it take you guys? He said about 45 minutes because there was traffic. And so by the time they got to Perez was when they told them that Mohbad has reached the second level and is gone. And he said he was confused. But the story I was expecting, although maybe I want to believe that the legal team it is not yet time to spill.
No, please, can you come again?
Cross-examine.
Biodu, I didn't hear you there. You said you want to believe that the legal team. Can you please kindly come again?
I want to believe that this is my own observation and my own insight.
Okay.
I want to believe that the legal team has their last jokers. And that the fact that they are not spilling everything out does not mean that they don't know what to ask. I will say why I've concluded like this.
Okay.
You see, during cross-examination, San Wahab did not talk much. He just asked Darosha 3 questions. If I were Darosha, I will lock myself in the room wherever I am now and be waiting for my sentencing with the questions San Wahab asked. What are the 3 questions? San Wahab said, can you give account of the health status of Mohbad a week to the event? Say, Mohbad was fine. She even said Mohbad was fine and happy. That was what Darusha said. He said, what about a day to the show? He said, yes, it was fine and happy. He said, on the day of the show, he said it was also fine and happy. And when did you come back from the show? He said Monday. Then he now said, okay, you gave account in your testimony, which I will go back to, that there was a court in Mohbad's side. Say yes. Someone said, okay, let's assume that injury is injury, whether small or fatal. So you believe that any injury can lead to death? He said yes. He said okay. But on the day you came back from the show, was he fine? Yes. A day before, was he okay? Yes. A week before, was he okay? Yes. But on Tuesday, then when you came back from the show, was the arm so bad that, it warranted him to be taken to the hospital for something? He said no. It was just blood streaming down. Just small blood. That's okay, show us the position. He held his hand and showed, middle hand between the fist and the elbow. He now said, okay, and by Tuesday, there was a nurse who gave him injection. He said yes. And the injection was what led to convulsion. He said yes. And from then, Mohbad died. He said yes. San Wahab said, I rest my case, my lord, at this point. You know what he has established? 1 week to the event, this boy was fine. A day too, he was fine. On the day of the show, he was fine. When they came back from the show, he was fine. So what led to you calling us, giving him injection, and he convulsed? Then there was another lawyer from NBA, the lawyer that Nigerian Bar Association came. That's okay. When you got to the hospital, when they called you, he said, okay, what relationship do you have to the disease? He said, he's my nephew and I'm his PA. So let's assume that as the PA, you know everything. Sometimes you hold his phones, sometimes you do everything, you book it. So he said, hey, I don't work for him. He said, so you are Father Christmas, who do not earn from the person you claim to be his PA. He now said that, you see, number one, I think that these people should be cross-examined in Yoruba language, that they best understand, and let there be an interpreter. Because most of the time, throughout today, he shot himself several times. And I don't want to ascribe that to lack of understanding of the question or outright lies. Because there are some things he wasn't even supposed to say. Anytime I hear the 1 week, time I hear not just show, time I hear a day to the show. See, I hear every single to shame back on day. Kilo wa warranty in that pe nurse ko wa gun labere lọ́jọ́ Tuesday, débi tó máa converse. it was very clear. So they shot himself around. Then I said, okay, so what do you now do? He now said, well, I was not in the country. I came back to the country around February 20-something because I didn't like everything that was going on in the record label. But it was my brother that called me to come back, and that was when I came back. The lawyer was saying, that's not what I'm asking you. What I'm saying to you is this. You work for somebody. He said every other person collects salary, lifestyle, MLOG, who is his photographer, every other person collects salary except him and spending. So how do you earn money? He said I book shows for him sometimes. Whenever I book show, I take a cut.
So your order is pay. Illiteracy is a disease. Sheko Kaweni, you can continue. Sorry.
That is what I'm saying. That I get come down when people is all on Yoruba. I'm telling you, come down on Yoruba. Because they don't.
If you are collecting, you are on commission. If not for mobile, you won't be. You won't get paid. You are on his payroll. Olodo.
So they now, in fact, death. I'm sorry. So that's how they earn money at the end of the day.
Under his payroll. Under his payroll.
They now ask him that. So you are saying that sometimes, almost time you have access to mobile phone. You see, there was a little confusion there, and they changed the story. I am almost very sure of everything I heard. And by the time the CTC is released, you'll see that I said it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say Mohbad had 2 phones. He said Mohbad had 3 phones. I've heard people said 2 phones. He didn't say 3. He didn't say 2. He said 3. Mohbad had 3 phones. But because, there were times when some arguments will override and subdue some points. So some points were actually missing. He said 3. He said the phones were with me from the hospital. Because the NBA lawyer said, you are the PA. So when you came to the sports, it can be assumed that you took over events of things. Say yes, including his phone. The man asked a direct question, Yeye. He said, so why did you drop some phone and you decide to keep one? He now said, well, I don't know. When we got to the house, it was the wife who took over. Then it was second day that the prosecutor and the investigators came and they were asking for. They now said, okay, when the investigators came, where were you? He said it was downstairs in the house. You didn't follow them to the rooms? He said no. And they asked for the CCTV camera. Let me now tell you something, Lily.
Please go ahead.
You see, another way they have shot themselves in the leg. They ask you the position of the CCTV. Darosha said, when we packed to the house newly, the CCTV was working. At the point, the CCTV was not working again. 2 things he established there. 1, there was indeed a CCTV.
Yeah.
3 things indeed.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
2, at the point, the CCTV was working. Then the 3rd question that I'm going to pose to investigators. Where is the decoder? You see, when somebody wants to commit a crime, you have to be very intelligent.
Exactly.
To say that you wipe record from certain dates to certain dates, to claim that the decoder was not, that the CCTV was not working to a point.
Exactly.
Here, you carry the DVR away. What are you hiding?
Exactly.
How did you carry it?
Common sense. Exactly. That is the point there. I hope. Yes.
That's a game.
I will repeat.
Yes.
Let me repeat, sir.
Please.
I will repeat.
Please go ahead. Repeat
The
it.
question is there CCTV in the house? He said yes. Then they now ask him, how Mohbad been staying in the house? He said 6 months to when Mohbad died. So let's count it back. Mohbad died in September.
Yeah.
So 6 months before then will be around March.
Yeah.
So he said that when they newly packed into the house, the CCTV was working. He said at a point the CCTV stopped working. And if the CCTV stopped working, that at the time Mohbad died, the CCTV was not working. How was he sure?
That's the question.
But here is my take. He established 3 things. One, there was indeed a CCTV.
Yes.
At a point, the CCTV was working. Including under the case, there's a staircase, there's a CCTV camera under the staircase. Then 3, where is the decoder? They didn't ask him, but this is me.
Yes, as a lawyer, they are meant to cross-examine him in that way. No. And can I say something there? The landlord should be aware that, of course, he rented at that place with a CCTV in it. Now, if they say there was no CCTV at one point, or you understand, there must have been complaints to the landlord. So, in this case, yes. Why did they not?
He said that the landlord was dribbling them, that the landlord will say they should come today, come tomorrow. That he will come and repair today, will come and repair tomorrow. And I will tell you what I know, Yeye. That's a big, fat, planted lie. I'll tell you what. My estate has 160 terrace duplexes. The same standard, the same style, the same finishing, the same everything. And I have CCTV. Everybody.
It's even compulsory.
Check 4 houses away from Mohbad, left and right. There's CCTV camera. How come Mohbad's going to come be different? So what spoiled the CCTV? Number 1, the question to investigators is there was indeed a decoder or a DVR to the CCTV. Where is it?
That's the question.
At least we can see from the point where the CCTV stopped working, right? Even if we can't see everything, we are able to see some account of what has happened. So why did they take it away? So he said, he confirmed that there was CCTV and the CCTV was well. You see, I'm not a lawyer, but I've followed my lawyer to court so many times to understand that they don't put all their cards on the table immediately. Because the man was reiterating, he was asking. So there are 3 phones. Why did you give some to the police and keep one? He didn't ask them as if he was asking if there was another one that was kept.
Can I just quickly say, interject you? I'm sorry there. You see, in situations like this, sometimes lawyers, of course, that's why they bring in experts to come and advise the judge, the sitting judge for cases like this or things like this. If when you don't know about CCTV, because your own jurisdiction, you are a lawyer, your profession is you are a lawyer, then you can seek advice to understand that there are some questions that you need to ask. Like in this case, where is the DVR or where is the decoder? A lawyer may not know this. Are you getting me? A lawyer may not know they need to ask this question. And so, sometimes when they listen to people like you, and the only thing is to seek that thing and request for it. That, okay, can we have this? Can we have that? By getting to the landlord, if the house is not owned by Mohbad, as it is so claimed, can we get all these things? Then there will be an answer. Are you getting me? They have to give you an answer. They have to know where the decoder is or the DVR. You that you are writing not all need decoder, please go and sit down. If it doesn't need it, they will advise they will advise the judge on that, or the magistrate. That is why you need expert. Stop writing that your rubbish. Stop copy pasting and writing and distracting here. Stop copy pasting and distracting. Continue, please. Go ahead. Can you continue? Bossman, your network is not fantastic.
See? Okay, yeah. I want to say something, right? You see? From investigation, Royal Pine Estate is very big. There are 3 entrances to the estate with miles apart to show you how big the estate is. I own a property in also an estate. There are always 3 forums and platforms for residents and homeowners. So, Mohbad belongs to the Landlord Association, and I said it with all empirical evidence of the estates. You see, I remember that Baba Mohbad mentioned at one point that my son told me that, Daddy, I bought a house maybe opposite or adjacent or not too far from my house. Mohbad might not have owned his own current estate, our current house that he lived before he died, but Mohbad has a house in the estate, in Royal Pine Estate, because you don't become a member of the landlord's group except you own a property.
Okay, was his name? What did you get to see his? Did you get to see his name in the Landlord Association?
Yes.
Wow, that means so we don't need it.
Yes.
That means we need it. Why won't he say that bad, Bossman? Please, let's continue, Biodun. Biodun, please go ahead, please.
See, let them know that we too, we are not sleeping and we are miles ahead. The truth is the truth, it can't be changed.
Yeah.
Toba Yoni group go at sleep gbogbo kini yẹn dání. Toba Yoni group wọ́n tún máa fi wọ́n pé òun lélẹ̀ aláwọ̀ èèyàn tó gbé Royal Pine now tó jẹ́ landlord.
You're right.
So Toba Yoni group ẹ máa padà rí tó kò sí àwòláwọ̀ ẹ̀wà á máa padà rí.
So people
so bóyá ilé yẹn ni mi wàá mọ̀. Ó lè má ẹgbẹ́ pé mo sọ pé mi ò sure bóyá ilé yẹn ni, because in the estate in the landlord's group they won't state which block, because when they do it they will build like 10 houses in a block.
No magic,
and you know give us
no
a
magic. I fair wrong person
I won't be
like
able to say
Long Joe, I want more money.
so
Pàdé àwọn olórí burúkú láyé o.
but as a house with all empirical evidences that Mohbad has a house in Royal Pine. And whatever he told his father about owning a house is true. So at the end of the day, why they cross-examine Darosha, let me now go back to his cross-examination. One of the lawyers asked him to give accounts because he said this was where the cross-examination started. He said in his witness statement that it was the fight between Mohbad and Prime Boy that led to the injury he sustained. This was where all the questions generated from. They now ask him, so what happened? He said he went with Darosha to ATM to go and collect money. And when he was coming, he saw from a distance that there was scuffle between Prime Boy and what's it called? Mohbad. Then he said when he got to the scene, that if he were at the scene, that Prime Boy wouldn't have the effrontery to have fought Mohbad. But when he was coming, it was his voice that Prime Boy heard that made Prime Boy walk away from the scene. And when he looked at Mohbad's hand, there was blood coming from his hand. And Mohbad was angry and saying that, he now said, okay, how is the blood that was flowing from Mohbad's hand? How was it? Can you call it like a gush of blood? You know, or drops of blood? I like that lawyer. Or stream of blood. Yeah. Was it a gush? Was it drop? Was it stream? And I stream down somebody's skin.
Just stream like this. Gush is.
Yes. Over it was.
Drop is.
Yes, it was stream. That was small blood. But he tried to establish the fact that there was a fight between Prime Boy and Mohbad. Then he said, when he was coming, another Nigerian was examining that, where were you? Who are the people on the scene? And I go, if I want to go back in there, money, lawyer come big way, okay, to pass away, Mohbad at Prime Boy ni issue, one is scuffle. Definitely erotic bomb. Money at least there are known faces. Shall we don't think go? There are known faces to Mombe. At least the lawyer is trying to establish additional witnesses to the said fight. Only yes, Oda your Mejimo, OG at Jide Bami. I'm sure we also pay lifestyle one day, but only OG at DJ Bami one day. I want to make it to money. One big pay, okay. She's coffee and me pay verbal altercation.
Please, can you speak English, please, Biodu? Biodu, please continue with speaking in English, please. I beg you.
So if the lawyer was now, that was Abiodun Makinde, and if the public is going to look for a lawyer, I'm not soliciting for her, but I'm just saying that people should know the kind of lawyer we should get. She knows how to ask the right question, because all the lawyers were just saying they had scuffle. Even in my mind, I was saying define scuffle. Verbal agreement could be altercations could be scuffle.
Exactly.
Physical combat, social scuffle. Which of the scuffles?
Until
she stood up and asked the right question. They just said, okay, was it, combat or verbal? Darusha did not even understand what he mean by. The woman had to demonstrate and say, like, he was giving her punch. He said, yes. So they now ask him, okay, the punch, here is my own insight or my own picture of the events. At what point Mohbad and Prime Boy were fighting? You claim they had physical combat. So one led to the glass. How did the glass come in? He now said one thing, and the lawyer now asked him another question, which is how they will shoot themselves in the leg. The lawyer brought a picture of a Prado. Okay, which side of the Prado was the glass that was broken? And he said left, right. He said right. Okay, which glass broke? It was now that go to the vehicle company, go and ask them.
Oh, Biodu, your network, I guess. Biodu, you are breaking up there. Biodu, you are breaking up there, please. Okay, let's calm down.
I had a call, but
okay.
I got the call. Hold on 1 minute. Let me tell the person to call me later.
Okay.
I'm back.
Sir, Mr. Akin.
Okay. They now ask me, which glass broke? Yes, which glass broke? Show us. Oh no, Darosha could not show us the glass that was broken. If you claim that Mohbad and Prime Boy were exchanging blows, you established to the court in your testimony that OG and DJ Bami were also witnesses. You established to the court that you knew that a glass broke, but you couldn't point to the court which glass was broken. Make it make sense, everyone, please.
Especially because you knew where you were coming from, yourself and Adura. You understand? So, of course, you should be able to know which side of the vehicle, what caused it. Was it that they hit Prime Boys? Yeah, what was it? Prime Boys' head they hit on the car.
What led to the breaking of the glass?
Car.
Is it the punch?
The police said he missed a punch. You are saying what? What is his own side of the story?
Because the side of the story is that they were on a side of, in fact, there was no correlation in that. I can't even make sense that he will miss a punch and punch into it, because his testimony says they were just by the side of the, they were putting words in his mouth. He was on this, they were both on the side and people were around them. Not that Prime Boy was leaning towards the car. So how did he punch? And the testimony were not just aligning.
Another thing the lawyers, the legal representative would have, the representative would have also done is that there's evidence of the car and the Prado that they drove to the event. Why didn't they just, they are meant to put it on the screen and they will show, that's what they do.
I will tell you what.
And they will say to them, which side of the car broke? Is this the car?
In Nigeria, we have a long way to go.
Ah, no.
A court that was timing when the generator will be put off.
Wow.
We took like a third of the proceedings without microphone, without light, with high numbers of people in the court. So although thank God there was good ambience, there was very, attacking fair. So but a court that was timing when the generator will be put off. A court that
somebody said I bought the fuel for the court almost 2 times. Somebody said I bought the fuel for the court almost 2 times. No wonder he was shaking his sitting.
I'm telling you, a court that could not provide.
Sorry to interject you, Biodun, I apologize. But you know what you just said now is it happens even in the Supreme Court. That is one of the problems they have. The judges of the Supreme Court use their hands to write their, what do they call it, their judgment. So it's a national problem. Even up to the Supreme Court. They close at 4 p.m. because of generator issues, petrol issues, diesel issues, and all that. It's a federal presidential problem.
So, what do you say about technology? Like here, we have to go into all our system to get precedents, and all these cases, all these judgments acts as case. That is how we bring up case laws. You understand? So, how do you people do your case laws? This is why we don't
have faith in our judiciary. These are some of the problems. If you contact your friends.
So no database.
They'll tell you.
Please don't let them interact.
Okay, Biodu, please go ahead. Thank you. Sorry.
So, and I wonder how we are going to. I think that another thing the public can do, so that we start channeling our resources right. I wouldn't even mind to be part of it. When next I'm going, I will go with 25 liters of diesel. We died there.
Wow.
Then,
So is
I'll go with 25
the
liters.
public will volunteer, they will
I wouldn't give them money to buy.
no wonder they don't have sitting. I'm even surprised this one is so soon. Normally they would give it another 4 weeks, but this one is same month. I'm so surprised.
Because let me tell you, man, you were saying that the lawyers were supposed to ask questions.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But in a situation whereby the magistrate in gbaa, he has answered.
Oh, wow.
The next thing you will hear is as the court places. He has answered the question. You see, a case that has attracted national attention like this.
What is case law?
Should not be left
Decisions made in the court is either a precedent or a case law. It becomes a case law.
It should be a set of
Do you understand?
It
Precedents.
should not be one person.
They refer to it to decide other cases.
She will be given to a personal opinion, which she has complete right over. We need a set of jury who can view issues from different perspectives and ask different questions.
In Nigeria,
Imagine somebody who has
Nigeria,
taken a
not
case
happen.
from 10 a.m. in
Yeah,
the
common
morning
law.
till
That's what we have here. Common law precedents is what we have here. I don't know about Nigeria. I don't think they practice common law. I don't think that's the law in Nigeria. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
So, at a point when Darusha was giving his testimony, the leniency from the magistrates at a point makes him shout down at lawyers. The same way we try to pamper all of them. And I want to beg everybody, this pampering on all sides must stop.
Okay, they said from reliable source, it's the magistrate's first corona case, so she lacks experience. It could be because I see a lot of
You give a matter that has attracted so much attention and noise to an inexperienced corona.
no, it could make sense. I just said it. I said this corona could seem like a waste of time.
Why? She comes with, low level of. My lord, I don't have the right to talk down. I'm not talking down.
I know.
This is my opinion. You've not done corona before, so we are not seeing the, high-handedness, level of somebody who has gone through different style of this.
Yeah. I can sense it too. I can sense it. I swear down. I can sense it. I was saying it seemed like a waste of time.
Magistrate Amasoro.
Do you know that we avoid wearing jeans? If you have a case in the court, you wear suits or wear formal wears, you dress formal. You have a case, simple civil cases, because you are going to meet the judge and you're going to write a simple traffic offense. They will advise you. You understand? We would advise you, if you're coming for such things, you should dress decent. Judge because sometimes they use their discretion, and also show me who you are. Show me your kiniko and I'll tell you who you are. Well, when you dress formally and you look very decent and you talk, trust me, the judge will use his discretion to decide something that most likely favor you. And that's what also applies to having pleas in the court of law. You are not meant to be chewing gum. Your appearance counts a lot and matters a lot. That's wrong. Shebi mo ti sọ fún yín tẹ́lẹ̀, mo ní YEYE KUDI.
I'm so sorry, with all due respect. I only see two people. Sawahab, who stood his ground on so many things.
Okay.
My magistrate, who is, my lord in the courts, but, Tabade Bar Association, Ogamoge, he stood. And he was able to use that seniority to overrule a lot of things. Because a lot of lawyers were even standing up and want to speak before he speaks. He would look at them and say, are you telling me to sit down before you speak? That will quietly sit down. So if you don't have, lawyers of those Al-Qaeda in this side of the country, you might likely get oppressed. I won't say oppressed, but you can be downplayed.
Yes, you even get wishy-washy decision.
Do you understand? Wishy-washy